Do you guys want to know what it's like dating after 50? Either.
There's so much to unpack there. I mean, you want to know what it's like dating after 50? I know what it's like for women to date after 50 because nobody wants some used up thought. But in this case, damn. Oh, damn, dude. There is so much to unpack here. And I really want to mock this person, but I'm trying to turn over a new leaf and I can't. There's just so much there. Oh. But like I said, man, I'm not going to mock this person. I'm not going to do it. I am not going to talk about anything. Instead, I'm just going to tell you this. Yes, I know what it's like for women to date after 50. Yes, I do, because nobody wants a woman in her 50s. Now, a guy in his 50s can go over to places like the Philippines, Colombia, even places in Africa. Man, you can go to Venezuela. You can go to anywhere in South America, except maybe Brazil. I wouldn't go to Brazil. Too many cities. Well, you'll still be able to find one there. But yeah, a guy in his 50s can come back to the United States with a wife and 3 kids. Yeah, it's true. I got a friend of mine. He lives out in the Ozarks, right? He went to the Philippines. He spent 5 years in the Philippines. 3 of those years he was married. He married a woman who was 19 years old. And he came back here with 2 children. He came back here during the pandemic. And he is the happiest man alive. Let me tell you, he's got a wonderful wife, young, wonderful wife. And he's doing everything he can to make it so that she can be self-sufficient, so that when he passes away and can't support the family anymore, he's got a wonderful wife. His wonderful wife will be able to support herself and the kids, which, hey. But he was in his 50s when they got married. So you give him another 20 years, possible 20 years of life. Well, now you'd say about another 15 years of life. Children would be grown up. He's probably going to have more. She's religious. He's religious. Hey, it works. And I tell you, that's a marriage right there, made in heaven. And she is smoking hot, too. So. But anyways, man in his 50s can just go out to another country and find a wife, settle down with her there, or bring her back here. Now, I wouldn't bring her back here for 5 years. That was the plan. He was going to stay there for 5 years with her, then bring her back here. But the pandemic proved that he needed to bring her back here. So I don't know what's going on with him. I don't know if she's a citizen yet, but I tell you, man, it's great. And yeah, you can go to these countries, but you might want to wait a while before you bring back a wife. Maybe have a few children just to show that the marriage is real. And then, anything can happen from there. There's a lot of guys who do this. I mean, I know there's a guy right now, all right? He's on YouTube. He started making videos while he was there. He met a lady who lived in his building, whatever. They hung out for a while and got to know each other, and then for some reason, they ended up being married. I mean, in the beginning, he was always addressing her as his friend, but they got married. She's beautiful too, but, still. That guy's not in his 50s, though. He's in his 30s, but, that's beside the point. I'm 46 years old. I can tell you right now, I do not want to marry somebody who is my age or older, or even someone who's under 30. Because I'll tell you right now, those women are crazy. Women who are my age right now are crazy. That is if they haven't been married and they are single and, they just batshit crazy. I do not want that. Women who spent their lives being alone are batshit crazy. Meanwhile, men can handle that shit. I mean, shit, man. Put it this way. Dating beyond 50 for women is the hardest thing ever. Dating beyond 30 is pretty tough too. Dating when you're 18, you got every guy in the world trying to throw you dick. I'm just being real with you. As long as you're beautiful, or even as long as you're average, you still got dudes throwing you the dick. Like, hey, I want that, I want that, I want that. And then pretty soon when you start hitting 30, it's like, guys are like, nope, nope, nope. And you might get one or two that'll throw you dick. And then when you hit 40, it's like, nah. One night stands. I call it the cougar phase. This happens between your 40 and your 50s. Maybe even up to your mid 50s if you're beautiful enough. But the cougar phase is where you're just banging a bunch of young dudes who just need it, who just want it. It's just insane. But yeah, it's kind of weird. But after 50, man, you can forget it. If you're 40 and you're ugly, you can forget it. If you're 30 and you're ugly, you might have a chance. And it's a very slim one. If you're 18 and you're ugly, you got all the chances in the world. It's true. Even the ugly 18-year-olds have a chance, and have a big chance. And if you're ugly and you're 18, I'm going to tell you right now, you better find Jesus and find you a Christian guy and just marry a Christian guy, because after that, there's nothing for you. Just saying, because once you get to about 28, all of the people just throwing you dick is just going to just fall right off a cliff. I'm not trying to mock you. I'm just telling the truth.